just wanna live, I just wanna live, I just wanna live, I just wanna happiness.
Hello, friends. Hello, loved ones. Welcome to another powerful, wonderful episode of the Cummcast. Thank you for tuning in today. Episode number 68. This week's beer of the week is called Sex and Candy. Sex and Candy here. Who's that lounging on my pig? He is your queen to be. We just mashed Coming to America and Sex and Candy. That is the artistic value of this podcast. Welcome. Sex and Candy is produced by 18th Street Brewery, which is a Cummcast favorite. They produce one of my favorites, Devil's Cup IPA, and many other wonderful beers. Sex and Candy, the enticing smell of Chinook and Cascade hops waft forth from this IPA, benefiting both you and your special friend. Literally special friend. There is fuzzy handcuffs on this can. Fruity and faintly sweet, Sex and Candy is simply a dream. And a whip. This beer has an ABV of 7.5%. And just a little fun fact, 18th Street Brewery started in a 3,200 square foot old dry cleaners in Gary, Indiana. And now they have multiple locations across the state. 3, I believe, with their main tap room being 32,000 square foot in Hammond, Indiana. So go out today. It doesn't even have to be Sex and Candy. It could be any 18th Street Brewery beer. This beer is absolutely wonderful. It's sweet and spicy, which is what I want in any lover. Now let's get into the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Cummcast. I am Ryan, your host, your best fucking friend, the coolest guy you know, and joining me today is Cody. We are in the new studio, the wonderfully beautiful bedroom. Welcome to the Cummcast, everybody.
Yeah, another bedroom.
If
you're wondering what the squeaking is, it's a chair.
It's Ryan rocking
that I'm sitting in.
It's Ryan rocking in a non-permanent chair.
It's getting crushed under my body.
We here at the Cummcast value
chairs.
Chairs.
We believe in sturdy chairs.
Nothing like
concrete or die.
And for those of you who have grandparents, dead or alive, their house creaks all the time. Unless your grandparents are rich and they have like a really nice house. But your grandparents' house...
And it's their bones that creak.
Yeah. Your grandparents' house creaks. It creaks all the time. You know, every step you take. And
every step you...
This is not going to be a singing podcast.
Well, we already started.
So there's noises every step through the house. So here at the Cummcast, we value that wonderfully timely tune of the creaking of furniture.
Because we love old things.
I love old people. I am a huge fan of the elderly. I am not going to lie. I love their stories. I love the candy they eat.
Werther's Original.
Some of them eat candy that should not be made anymore.
I value their money when they die.
So some of them eat candy that should not be made anymore. I remember our great aunt was really big into blackjack gum, and it is black licorice flavored gum, and that's the biggest waste of money on earth. Who the fuck?
Or like the what are they? Like the crappy candy that you buy at like an Amish community or something like that.
That shit,
in
those white bags,
beige bag,
those things, those round hard candies that are coated, they're coated with sugar so they don't stick together. Those things, if you eat, it's happened to me many times.
They're disgusting.
Over the course of my life, I can remember...
The lemon is okay.
Yeah, I can remember...
The cherry tastes like cough medicine.
Yeah, I can remember this happening on 3 distinct occasions throughout my life. I would buy that, giving the benefit of the doubt. I would eat 3 of those in a row. Instant fucking cavity. Instant cavity. Do not fucking eat those things. If I see them, I despise them because I hate the dentist. I know a lot of people hate the dentist. I don't like somebody being in my mouth. And literally, I would eat 3 of those things in a row, and my teeth would start to hurt. Instant fucking cavity. Those things are cavity factories. I don't know how the Amish do it. I don't know. It's definitely.
I'm pretty sure they just steal Amish. They're not Amish made.
Yeah, they're not Amish made.
They steal they just put a wagon on it and they're like, hey.
Right. Well, I mean, I would feel more comfortable with an Amish dentist, which it's a 1-room shack. And
where he's just pushing a foot pedal.
No, not even that. No, not even that. It's a 1-room shack, and there's a hole in the wall, and through that hole is a string, and that string is tied to a donkey. And all he does, he has his buddy, it's his dental assistant.
Right.
It's the cleaning lady or the cleaning dental assistant does the cleaning, but the cleaning is he or she cleans up.
She mops up the blood.
Yeah, she mops up the blood and or donkey shit.
Yeah.
And on his
same
signal,
mop.
On his signal, that person slaps the donkey in the ass and just pulls out whatever tooth you want. So if you got...
But he's a shitty dentist because donkeys don't run fast.
Right, exactly. I mean, that's
why... It's too cheap to buy a fucking horse.
And that is why they have leather straps on the chairs. To
strap your fucking ass down.
And they're bolted to the floor.
That's like I was watching Little Shop of Horrors because I've never seen it before. And I stopped like halfway through because I just couldn't watch it because it's just not my kind of comedy.
I've never seen that before.
It's with Steve Martin is the bad guy. He's like the shitty boyfriend who beats his girlfriend or whatever, and he's a dentist, but he also plays
Steve Martin cannot be a bad guy.
He was, but he was like a crazy dentist and loved to give people pain because like back when this movie came out, that's what dentists were scary. And that's what he was. And he made a mask. He made a mask and he would perform while using laughing gas. And that's how he ended up dying. He like couldn't take the mask off and then he died from laughing gas. But anyway, he was a crazy villain, and it was really stupid. That's kind of why I turned it off. But it was funny because the plant in that movie, you know the plot of it, right?
No, I have no idea what.
It's a plant it's a plant that's supposedly from space, and it's Steve Martin's in it, and a
plant?
A plant. It's like a man-eating plant,
like a Venus flytrap,
basically. Yeah, but it's from outer space. And the dude from...
and it's called Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors.
This makes no sense.
It's a classic. How do you not know?
Never seen it.
But it's got Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in it, whatever his name is. He's the main
dad?
guy. Yeah.
But I have no idea what his fucking name is.
But it's a man-eating plant from space.
It's not Henry Winkler.
It's a
man... Okay, it's a Venus flytrap with a big appetite.
Yeah, but it wants blood and people and all this shit. And he takes care of it and has to feed it. And this plant is an alien, so he'll give old boy anything he wants as long as he just keeps feeding him.
The plant?
Yes, the plant. The plant talks.
What do they feed him?
Bodies.
Why don't they just feed him like...
He fed him Steve Martin.
Why don't they just feed him those candies? Like, he'll die of a sugar coma.
Because he wants blood.
So
Steve Martin died and he chopped him up.
I'm pretty sure the fastest way to get a cavity is human blood. So there's gotta be human blood in those candies.
The funny thing is
I'm glad we don't remember the name of them because they would hate us.
The man-eating plant is a black guy. He has a black man's voice. But I looked up the IMDb, but I don't remember who it was. I think he's a singer. The guy who was the voice, because the plant sings a lot in this movie. There's a lot of singing in the movie.
So it's like Sweeney Todd, but worse.
A lot worse. It's not even close to Sweeney Todd.
I love Sweeney Todd.
Why? He's a demon barber in a fucking alien plant. They don't mix at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was just based off the singing.
Oh, yeah.
I've had half of this Sex and Candy beer, and I feel fantastic. So, I am a lightweight.
I've had 2 drinks, and
I will say though, this
it's okay.
This is a really this is an interesting beer because Cheyenne hates beer. She likes one specific beer, and that is not this. That is not this. This is an IPA, and she likes some fruity. It's a rosé ale. This is completely different. And see, that's the thing. I can't relate to sharing this beer with my partner. I have fantasized about having a girlfriend that loves to drink craft beer as much as I do, but we all can't get what we want.
They're definitely out there. Well, you know what you can do? You can break up with Cheyenne and then get a girlfriend who likes craft beer. It's pretty easy.
Well, seeing as we moved in together, it's just
you did it before. You did it before.
I will say it's a long road, but I believe I am up to the task.
Right. Well, I saw where this Japanese brewery, you'll probably like this. They're using, I don't know what koji is. It's like, I would guess it's a form of rice.
How do you spell it?
K-O-G or K-O-J-I.
J-I?
But anyway, yeah. This craft brewery in Japan is using koji rice or wheat koji. I think it's wheat koji rice or something like that. But they're using wheat koji mold to make beer. They say it has the same properties and stuff, and they're using it to make beer. And I forget what they called it. It's I'm gonna butcher all the names, but it's the Oryzae Pale Ale, Oryzae Pale Ale. And they made it last July. They made this one last July using koji steamed wheat and hot water, resulting in a sweet sake. I don't know what sake is. I'm guessing a taste, but they made one last year from wheat, steamed koji wheat. And now they're making one out of the koji mold. So they're letting it mold.
Okay, so.
And then using it.
Koji, also known as Aspergillus oryzae, is a filamentous fungus used in Japan to sanctify rice, sweet potato, and barley in the making of alcohol. So koji.
So what's koji?
Koji is a type of mold.
Oh, okay.
So koji, so koji mold is a type of mold that is used to sanctify or saturify rice. So basically, it's what they mold rice, sweet potato, and barley to make alcohol with it. And I mean alcohol is made through fermentation, so it's not the weirdest thing I've ever heard of. I mean, people, we both like blue cheese. That's molded fucking cheese. Like, people don't realize
it's the same thing.
Molded cheese.
As long as, like, it's just like, that's how people make moonshine. As long as you filter out the bad shit, then it's fine.
Well, do you remember that? Do you remember that cheese we talked about? The fucking grossest cheese on earth. They would let it sit out, and bugs would like lay their larvae in it, and then they would eat it. I can't remember what it was called.
No, they would throw up on it.
Yeah, they would throw up on it.
Yeah.
And people, that was like the shit. That was like the bee's knees. Like, give me the cheese with fly puke on it.
Yeah, it's definitely not in the U.S. That's different countries. But this brewery also made a beer called their Japanese White No. 9, which was made of rice koji.
So basically, it's koji is mold that they put on sweet. I would like to have a sweet potato alcohol.
But it won a bronze medal last year in the International Beer Cup.
Yeah, I would really like to have. I would really like to have a sweet potato alcohol. I wonder what that tastes like.
It says it features fruity and mellow tastes.
All I know is
M-E-L-L-O-W.
I know one thing. In particular, from watching documentaries and things such as that. I know that Japan and China are very, very big in the alcohol industry. Mm-hmm. China is really big in wine, For one, I know they
Japan loves beer because I know we've talked about Sam the cooking guy on this podcast before, and we watch him. Remember, he did his whole series where he went to Japan, and you would go to a restaurant and then like swipe your credit card or whatever, and you could pour your own beer. You just swipe your credit card, it unlocks the tap handle, pour your own beer, and then you drink it, get another one, swipe your card, and pour your own beer.
In England, they have the classic bring your own glass jug to fill your own milk. So it basically, you bring your own glass.
That makes sense. That just saves on recycling. That's
right.
smart.
You bring your own glass jug to this machine, and you put it in. It's like when you
exchanging propane.
Like when you go to Walmart or a grocery store and you can refill your own water container
or propane.
Yeah, same thing. But you just put it in the machine. The door closes. It fills it with fresh milk. You take it out, and then after that, the door closes again, and it goes through a wash cycle to be sanitary. Mm-hmm. So before every time, it goes through a wash cycle. It's pretty sweet. And the cheese is called Casu Marzu, and it is a traditional Sardinian sheep milk cheese that contains live insect larvae. Yeah. So it does contain maggots. A variation of the cheese, Kazugi Merzu, is also produced in some southern Corsican villages. It's in Italy. So
it's like Cachet coffee.
So the region is Sardinia, which is a region of Italy and France,
where they get sardines.
I doubt it. They get that from whatever sea village was in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Right.
Is that sardines or is that anchovies?
It's a good question.
I have had anchovies. They do taste like a form of chicken. I will say that. Now, when I was a pizza delivery boy, yes, I did that. And it was one of the proudest jobs I ever had. Actually, I did have a lot of fun being a pizza delivery boy.
You had so many stories after your first fucking day.
My first day, I had 5 stories that happened to me because we are from a small town and there's a lot of weird people there.
I just remember it was your first day, and then we all went to a bonfire afterwards with a bunch of friends.
Right.
And then you were smashed.
I was so drunk.
And then you were just like, hey, tell them how was your first day? And it was like, let me fucking tell you something. And then you just went off.
I talked for 2 hours.
And it was funny because
I talked for like an hour straight.
But it was funny because more people would come.
Yeah.
And then you tell the story over again.
Yeah.
And they were like, it's his first fucking day.
Yeah, I think I talked for like an hour straight. I had 5 stories. 5 stories in one day of working. I think I worked 4 hours that day.
I don't even remember.
Let me just say, the people that love everybody loves pizza. But when you have one decent pizza place in the small town we grew up in,
it was new.
Yeah, it was new.
Like we just got where I live, we just got a fucking Domino's. That place is hopping. It has had not one car in it. It has been. They took over the copy trolley, which is a local.
Is that what they turned that into?
Yeah, they took over.
It's a place where you take stuff where you can get copied
or laminated.
Which
or
nobody
whatever.
does that because you can do that at CVS now.
Right. But they took that over and put it a Domino's. We had a Domino's a long time ago back where I lived, and then it was shit.
It was in a,
and then like a few years later they got good.
That Domino's was in it's now a small car lot, and the Domino's literally had the garage doors still on it.
Yeah,
like your Domino's had garage doors, so you're like, oh, cool.
But it was by like a cigarette place and a car shitty wash. 75 cent a minute car wash.
A self-serve car wash. Yeah. But it was like now, if you put a Domino's there, it'd be like the cool retro Domino's.
It's been nonstop. I've talked to people at work about it, and they're just like, no, I haven't had it yet, but it's crazy busy.
Ever since the world found out that Domino's was the worst fucking pizza you could ever buy in your life.
Yeah, and then they just all of a sudden stopped.
They literally shut down everything. Didn't sell shit for like 6 months, completely revamped everything, and now legitimately I know people that have had it that I work with and people that I know, they say it's legitimately pretty good.
I think it was like a self-sabotage thing because everybody's pizzas would be like stuck to the top. like where people would like sit on them or throw them or flip them upside down and shit. I'm pretty sure somebody was just a pissed off employee, did it all day long,
all around the country.
People was just like, oh, I'm.
It was Antifa. Antifa. There was one Antifa person that worked at every Domino's around the country, and they would purposely sabotage pizzas.
Probably.
I
wouldn't.
I sacrificed 2 large pizzas one time to not run over a Chihuahua. I'm pretty proud of that. Did I sacrifice 2 pizzas? Yes. Did I still give it to him? Yes, I did. And you don't know me, so fuck you. Because that was in college, and it's been like 5 years. So, boom.
If you haven't
haven't
died of corona, you're welcome.
I saved your neighbor's Chihuahua.
We prepared you for corona. That dirt on your pizza?
No, it was in the seat of my truck. Because I drove a truck at the time. It was in the seat of my truck. Chihuahua, middle of the road, and
that's why you buckle it in, asshole.
You don't. Who the fuck? It's not a baby.
It's a passenger.
It's $20 worth of pizza.
That was somebody's $20. And if it was your fucking pizza,
and judging by what their house looked like, that was a hard-earned $20.
If it was your pizza, you'd be pissed.
They ordered like 8 fucking sauces. They're good. Just eat the sauce.
You order 8 sauces.
I used to order 8 sauces.
Yeah, you order pizza that one time, and you're like, they come back 20 minutes later. They're like, oh, we forgot your sauces, and then they give you a fucking bag of sauces.
Yeah, there's a reason why, because their sauces are worth it. Who the fuck wants to eat dry crust? Not me.
Fucking ranch, bitch, like everybody else.
I don't eat. I used to put ranch on everything. I don't eat ranch anymore.
I'm more of a marinara guy. Everybody's like nacho cheese. I mean, it's all right.
I'm a marinara guy. That's like saying you like sex with
candy.
That's like saying you like sex with, I don't know, a sock. I like marinara.
People do it.
And they do say, I mean, authentic sauce for pizza is marinara. Well, I don't know.
I like a white sauce pizza too.
My thing is I do like a white sauce. My thing is just straight olive oil. Straight olive oil and garlic. That is the base. Olive oil, garlic, fucking on everything. Literally. You put olive oil and garlic on literally anything, I'll eat it. And that's like my base for the sauce. So if I see a pizza that's basis, olive oil, garlic, I'm fucking good to go. Like, that's my shit. I could be a literal Greek person. I thought about doing the Mediterranean diet, but I think I would gain weight because I would eat way too much.
I don't like quinoa.
It's quinoa.
Same thing.
Actually, I was going to make some of that today.
Gross.
Since you are staying for dinner.
Imitation rice.
It's not imitation rice. It's a grain.
Yeah. Imitation rice.
Quinoa has been around just as long as fucking rice has.
I don't believe you.
You should. It's a grain.
Okay. So is sand. Sand's a grain.
Sand is not a grain.
Boom. Fucking mic drop.
Sand is not a grain.
A grain of sand? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sand is rocks. Sand is fucking made out of rocks.
Rocks and seashells and dead bodies.
Yeah, dead bodies. And so next time you want to build a sandcastle, you're swimming in dead baby seals.
Decomposition. The Earth's decomposition.
So quinoa has been around for thousands of years. Quinoa, pronounced quinoa, has recently received.
Or if you're illiterate, quinoa.
Yeah, has recently received cult-like status among health seekers and those who have simply grown bored with conventional grains such as rice, wheat, and barley.
It's like the kale of grains.
Quinoa is a flowering plant that, in the amaranth family, is a herbaceous annual plant grown as a crop primarily for its edible seeds. The seeds are rich in protein, dietary fiber, B vitamins, and dietary minerals in amounts greater than...
So it's better than rice because rice doesn't have much protein at all.
No, I think rice has 1 gram of protein for a half a cup. and a half a cup of rice is a lot.
Yeah.
But rice is a simple carbohydrate.
That's easy to break down.
It's well, I wouldn't say easy to break. I would say it's easier to break down than like bread. So potatoes, rice, they're easier to break down than bread, but they're both simple. Well, potatoes are starch, but rice is a simple carbohydrate. Quinoa is a grain, rice is also a grain, but it's almost like, I believe a lot of people eat quinoa because it's gluten free, and I think rice has gluten in it. I could be wrong, but I think a lot of people eat quinoa because of a gluten intolerance. I think that's where the big thing with quinoa.
There's a guy who's a diabetic at work, and they said the healthier option for grains is quinoa compared to rice or pasta,
and that's because it actually has Now, rice does have vitamins. It has a lot of vitamin. Rice has a lot of vitamin
specifically
A.
like brown rice or jasmine or whatever.
No, that's just the different shapes and sizes and different.
Well, jasmine is a different
variations.
region, and it has like vitamin K and like shit like that in it.
Now, most rice has inserted vitamin A because back in the 80s or 90s, they started the Golden Rice Project, and the Golden Rice Project is they would import rice to third world countries to help. I did a project on this in college.
Rice?
I went to college for agricultural business and business management. So the Golden Rice Project, it was a discussion about non-GMO to GMO foods. The reason why, and my discussion was pro-GMO, and the only reason why, it was a project, and the only reason why it was pro-GMO, it was actually harder to find pro-GMO than non-GMO.
No shit.
And this was 5 years ago, and it's even harder now, but the reason why it was pro-GMO is because you can't insert anything into food if it's non-GMO, which is genetically modified, which is a genetically modified organism, which is basically what that means.
Nothing like a good GMO.
So the reason why my project was about, they helped to insert by breeding different rice species to insert more vitamin A to ship it to third world countries. And they called it the Golden Rice Project because kids were going blind because they didn't have enough vitamin A. And vitamin A is in carrots, and it's keratin, all kinds of other stuff. So vitamin A helps with eyesight, and kids and adults alike were going blind in these third world countries. So they inserted this vitamin A into the rice and shipped it over there, and they called it the Golden Rice Project. You could look it up. It's a real thing.
I mean, I don't want to.
I know. I need another beer. But but quinoa, I believe it's gluten free. Don't quote me on that, but I believe, I know it says here that it has a lot of protein. So 1 cup of quinoa has 24 grams of protein.
That's a lot.
Rice has a cup of rice, I think has two to 3.
I think it's 2.
Yeah. So, the potassium in quinoa for a cup is 957 milligrams, which is almost 30%.
Yeah, I was going to say, potassium is a hard number to reach.
So it really is. Unless you eat a banana, unless you eat at least 1 banana and take multivitamins and eat a lot of...
I would say 10 fucking bananas.
Well, you have a lot of high potassium foods. I believe spinach is one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to... honestly, guys, if you're lacking in a certain vitamin... if you're lacking in a certain vitamin, just Google. I literally Google all the time foods that are high in certain vitamins, and it'll literally tell you everything. And it's literally almost everything I eat, or I eat a good variety of them. And all you got to do is Google it, and they'll let you know. But
it's like I started taking those key minerals from Onnit.
Right,
those things are the bomb.
They work.
They're fucking... I have so much fucking energy in the morning. I'm like zooming. I have so much energy in the morning.
So high potassium foods: apricots, artichokes, avocados, bananas, beets and beet greens, Brussels sprouts, cantaloupe, dates, nectarines, oranges, and orange juice. So there's a few of them. Potassium is a very hard number to reach, I will say that, but it's very important. I know some people, I know Cheyenne's sister is a dietitian. She actually does not recommend multivitamins because you can, honestly, if you eat a healthy, well-balanced diet, you most likely, unless you have a deficiency, you won't be lacking in any essential vitamins. I recommend them. I'm not a dietitian and I'm a dum-dum, but I recommend them because I feel like it helps you get that essential everything. You get everything. So if that day or a couple days you're lacking, you don't eat enough vegetables or greens or something like that, you're covered. You're covered vitamin wise, and it takes a lot to overdose. So don't worry about ODing on vitamins. But don't go out and drink 2 gallons of orange juice because it's a lot of sugar.
Think that snorting vitamins is going to get you high.
That's a lot of sugar, guys. That's a lot of sugar. But I do believe that just covering all bases with a multivitamin, a good supplement multivitamin and
if you can take a gummy multivitamin, it's a lot better for your body. Because somebody told me one time that somebody was taking multivitamins and had stomach pain, and then they opened their stomach and it was just undigested multivitamins.
That is the I'm getting up to grab a beer if anybody it has like a weird sound thing going on. But that is the basis that I cannot stress enough to get I would say a well-known, ethnically sourced, good quality multivitamin. Any supplement you take, I would recommend that you do your research. Don't just go to CVS and be like, oh, okay, CVS brand, that's cool, that'll work. Because it's more than that. There's additives, there's stuff that's, if you buy a B12 vitamin and there's...
I don't think that shit works anyway.
It does. It does. B12 works, only to an extent. It only works to an extent, though.
But if you eat 2 kiwis, that's 100% of your... I think it's 200% of your B12.
Right. Exactly. That's why I stress green tea. But I'll get back to green tea in a second. But that's why I take Onnit. I take the Totally Human Onnit packages for my multivitamins. This is not an advertisement because they are very expensive,
and we're definitely not sponsored.
Right. I take my vitamin and supplements seriously, so they're expensive, but they're ethically sourced. They are naturally derived. It's 100% plant-based. They come from natural sources. That's why I take them. They're a trusted company. That's why I take them. So if you have the expendable income, look into Onnit, onnit.com. They're definitely not a sponsor, but boy, howdy, I wish they fucking were, because they have taught me a lot.
Like I said, I just got their key minerals. It's like magnesium, boron, and several others. And I was like, I'll try these because I haven't tried them before. Because I'm like really sluggish in the mornings and shit. And if you're really sluggish too, I would definitely recommend these. It's only, I think it was like $13 for a 30-day supply.
You can get it shipped to your house.
Right. And you can get it shipped to your house. And I was like, $13 for a 30-day supply. That's pretty fucking worth it. So I was like, okay, I'll get these and see what's going on. And they recommend you take 4 of them a day, which I did yesterday, and I couldn't really get to sleep. So I think I'm just going to take 2 in the morning, and then, it all depends. But, I took those 2 yesterday, and then I took 2 today, and this they say recommend with a light meal, and I was like amped up. I don't drink coffee anymore or anything like that. And I was like, these things really fucking work.
Right. Honestly, guys, if you don't, we're not saying you have to take multivitamins. I will say,
especially if you're getting older.
I will say, I was about to say that the older you get, I would stress a multivitamin because it gets harder to absorb all the things you need when you get older. Your body doesn't absorb as fast or as usual. So if you eat a balanced diet, you might not get everything. It's just a good way to supplement. That's why I take them. Even though we're in our 20s, our late 20s,
We've taken vitamins for.
I have taken.
I don't know how far
I've taken multivitamins ever since I've been in my early 20s.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. I recommend.
It's something to cover your ass
for everybody, for every single person on Earth. Even if you don't listen to this, and if somebody asks you a question about vitamins, just say krill oil multivitamin. Trusted multivitamin, trusted krill oil. Just do a little bit of research. It takes 10-15 minutes. Krill oil multivitamin. That's literally all somebody needs. And as long as you have a well-balanced diet, you'll have everything you ever need, your body will ever crave. And on the other side of it, though, back to the green tea aspect, green tea, 1 cup of green tea has 100% of your vitamin C a day. Drink 1 cup of green tea, that's 100% of your vitamin C. And that's where Cheyenne's sister comes into play, because she's more natural sources, no supplementation or anything like that. So green tea, like we said, bananas.
Don't overdo the green tea.
Right. Yeah. Don't overdo it, because
it can make you sick.
You can overdose on antioxidants.
Yeah.
You can overdose on antioxidants to where your body will basically become acidic and kind of toxic, and you will get sick. So green tea as in 1 cup, and don't buy that stupid pure leaf bullshit.
Or Lipton.
Because
make your own. It's easy.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
If you got a coffee pot, make it in a coffee pot.
Right.
Throw a few in there.
I literally have made
Sweeten
tea.
it with some stevia.
I've made tea in a coffee pot. I honestly, if Lipton actually, okay, so Lipton makes a decent brand of green tea, but honestly, just shot down the tea aisle. There are so many fucking teas to look at. I'm a tea freak. I drink at least a glass of tea a day. So a cup, which is like a hot brewed with a bag and everything like that. Buy the stuff that comes in a bag, or we have the benefit here of having tea places, and you can go in and mix your fucking own. It's pretty sweet. But like I said, there is also natural ways of getting everything you need. Just Google it. Your phone is a very powerful tool. Just Google foods that are high in the vitamins you're lacking in. And also for ladies, if you have an iron deficiency, which I know most women do have an iron deficiency.
A lot of them.
Himalayan pink salt. Big game changer. Himalayan pink salt, game changer, because Himalayan pink salt is high in iron. That is why it's pink. It gives it its pink color because it's high in iron. If you just season with that, your shit's going to go away. Your iron deficiency is going to go away. So just do your research. And if anybody has any questions, like I said, we're dum-dums. We're not experts.
No.
But we know a few. And
yeah, we know a few dum-dums.
we know a few dum-dums, but we know a few smart people, and we know a little bit about we as a collective here at this podcast know a little bit about what we're talking about. And I make it my daily goal to learn more about my body and different methods of living my life. So to make my life just that much better. So if anybody has any questions, new studio means new listeners.
Email us, bitch.
Yeah, new studio means new listeners and new questions. And
no, it doesn't.
No, it can. It can.
No, it can.
Yeah. So, Sex and Candy. I am fucking buzzed. I am buzzed super fucking hard.
You're a lightweight. All right.
I do not fucking drink. I am a lightweight.
Let's get into some news stories. All right. Let's see here. So, the youth has struck again.
The youth?
The youth. So, they were like Tide Pods, cinnamon challenge. That
Salt challenge.
Salt challenge, that neck breaker shit.
Neck breaker?
Yeah, wherever they make their friend jump in the air and then they kick their legs out in front of him and one person died from it.
Did you ever see the One Punch challenge?
The One Punch challenge.
Did you ever see that?
Yeah.
They
just punch homeless people?
They would just punch homeless people, old ladies, to see if they can knock them out in one punch.
I saw that one. There was a 12-year-old boy who was like a street performer or something like that, trying to make money. Some guy just got out of his car, walked up to him, and fucking socked him in the face. Weird.
This fucking country, let me tell you.
Yep, I hear you. So, teens, and it is TikTok related. Fucking imagine that. So firefighters free a teen from a baby swing who was trying to do a TikTok stunt. And everybody knows the fucking baby swings. You can't fit in them unless you're a fucking baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ones with the only the leg
A
holes.
rubber diaper.
I know I seen an article the other day, actually, speaking of TikTok, that they are thinking about basically deleting the entire platform because of some of the shit that happens on there.
People are getting hurt. People are hurting other people, breaking the law.
And see, here's the thing. That's been going on in YouTube for a long time, but YouTube's YouTube.
But YouTube's also very strict now.
Right. But go ahead with your story. I actually have something.
So, firefighters rescue a British teen after she climbed into a baby swing to shoot a TikTok video and got stuck.
So this is a girl that did it?
Yes, she is 14-year-old and she is from Oxfordshire. She was filming a TikTok video with friends in the playground when she climbed into a baby swing and found herself unable to climb out. The girl's mother called the fire department and she was unable to, or she called the fire department when she was unable to free her daughter. A video of the rescue shows firefighters removing the swing from its hinges so the teenager could be extracted and they helped her out with liquid soap. And the funny thing is, whenever they play this video, she is like bawling and like, it hurts.
On TikTok, you will be in the fire section.
They're having to remove the chains.
How old is she?
14. And the parents are talking and shit. She's like, ow!
How would you like to be a firefighter? And it's just like, yeah, we're just going to a call right now. Like, oh yeah, what's going on? A girl stuck in a fucking child swing.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
that's
we have a
crazy.
friend who's a firefighter, and I'm like, how many times have you had to rescue a cat? And he's like, twice this month. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And he's like, yep. Some old lady called because her cat got stuck up in a tree. I'm pretty sure it was the same old lady too. So,
Yeah, that's crazy. Like,
so the persona is real.
yeah, it really is. It really is. So this is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites of all time. This is something that you should totally do if you were smart enough. So
Whatever.
So a man creates his own dating app to find love, but there's a catch to this app. So this guy created a dating app that only he is on. So this is the smartest fucking lonely bastard on the face of the earth. So literally the only pictures on this, it's like, so think of Tinder, you're just swiping and swiping and swiping.
Swipe left, swipe,
but if you
swipe
download,
right.
if you're in this particular region and you download this app, all of the pictures are just different pictures of him.
Huh.
So he's 31 years old. His name's Aaron Smith. So he's basically competing with other guys for female attention. So he basically created his own app. The biggest problem with the other apps is that my face is not featured prominently, he told CBS, which is a quote from him. Here's another quote. If life gives you lemons, you should first make lemonade, then make sure no other companies can produce or distribute their own soft drinks.
Jesus, Forrest Gump.
Sorry. I'm a little drunk.
Would you like me to read it?
So the only game in town is lemonade. Singularity.
That is a horrible fucking quote.
Sorry.
When life gives you lemons, you fucking do this.
So he's a software engineer. That's why he was able to create this app. So all of us who have...
He's not a bad looking guy. A fucking talented software engineer, and he can't get girls.
Maybe
maybe
he's a fucking weirdo.
I feel like he's boiling dicks to make soup, like Jeffrey Dahmer.
He is an Ed Gein wannabe. He has a nipple belt.
Yeah.
That
He has boiling dicks to make soup.
And if none of you know who Ed Gein is a very popular serial killer from Wisconsin.
He made clothes out of
Wisconsin.
skin.
Wisconsin has Jeffrey Dahmer, Ed Gein, and I think one more like
Fat people, cheese curds.
prolific serial killers. So Ed Gein is the original serial killer that
They based like Texas Chainsaw Massacre off Ed Gein.
they based Leatherface off Ed Gein. Ed Gein would grave rob, and he made a belt with people's nipples on it,
And he would make like vests out of people's skin,
like lady suits.
Yeah.
And his favorite dinner was mac and cheese and pickles.
pork chops, mac and cheese, and pickles.
Yeah, which you can't go fucking wrong there. So
No.
talented.
That's a good combo.
Yeah, so this guy, talented software engineer, and he can't get a lady. He's probably a fucking weirdo. So here's another quote. All of us who have done online dating in some sort of way can all relate to the fact that it really does sometimes suck. While we're still in the early days of the app, Aaron says he hasn't had any applications downloaded yet, or applicants download it yet. Hopefully it will give people a chuckle about just the absurdity of what we're reduced to as a society. So basically...
No, you're just a sad, lonely fuck who can't get a girl.
You're extremely sad, and now...
I'm in the same boat as you, buddy, but I'm not going to create an app with just myself in it.
And now everybody knows who he is. Nobody knows who you are, so you have the benefit of the doubt. Now everybody who's in the vicinity that sees this app... What do you think it's called? Like... The Many Faces of Aaron. It's just like, let me download that real quick. And you just look and it's a fucking dating. Or what do you think? What do you think he called it? There wasn't a name for the app. I just want to know what he called it. Like Cupid's Cock or something. I don't know.
No.
What can you think of? A Software Engineer's Guide to the Galaxy? I'm slurring my words. Oh. See, here's the thing, everybody. Since this is my house, I can drink. And I don't care because I don't work the majority of the week, so I can drink and not have any fucking doubts about driving home.
His name is Match.org.
Match.org?
Not Match.com. Match.org.
I don't think so.
And then he will get royally sued.
Probably. So what else do we have here?
Probably Aaron loves bitches.
Yeah, Aaron Smith loves... Aaron Smith, Aaron Smith, I'm trying to think of, Aaron Smith loves popcorn or something like that. I don't know. It's something weird.
That's fucking dumb.
It's not love bitches, though. It's women, actually.
Oh, yeah. Fucking forgot. I'm censored now. So this is hilarious with the whole world going to shit right now with everything that's going on. Minnesota police use drones to catch nude and topless sunbathers. So instead of fighting crime and stopping not protesters specifically, but what the fuck?
Sorry, that is Pablo's brother, Hector. He is gardening my lawn right now.
He's not gardening at all. He's fucking leaf blowing grass.
He's leaf blowing grass. Well,
I think he might have smoked a joint because he's supposed to blow it off the sidewalk. He's just blowing it in the grass right now.
I mean, we pay him just to be nice, so.
Okay. Anyway, so Minnesota police officers use drones to catch nude and topless sunbathers. So Minnesota Police Department confirms officers are now using drones to catch people going nude and topless.
I didn't know Aaron Smith was a police officer.
No, he's not.
Hey, download my app. Aaron loves women.
Yeah. So the Golden Valley Police Department confirmed that their workers in Minneapolis Parks Department are using drones to catch beachgoers who are going fully nude, topless, or any type of clothes taking off. So this is at Twin Lake, just off of Theodore Worth Park. And this is a quote from the Sheriff's Department. Says it's reached a point where it was time for people to be held accountable for their actions, which is fucking ridiculous. Like, this is like a secluded kind of beach and shit. I mean, I get if there's families and stuff there, but if you're like by yourself and they've heard like rumors of people going sunbathing nude and topless beachgoers and shit.
Right.
You know, I get it, but there was a quote. Here it is. So Christina Calvert, she's a beachgoer who was cited for topless sunbathing, said she was unaware that the beach was part of the Minneapolis park system. So this is a public park, and people didn't realize that because it's like off of the beaten path. So people didn't realize, if they didn't realize it was a public park and families go there, they wouldn't be doing this. But they figured it was just like a secluded little area where nobody went to. But she said that there were no signs posted on the beach that mentioned the park system was against nudity. She said it's ridiculous when I turn around and there's a gentleman who has boobs that are as big or as bigger as mine, and he keeps his shirt off, and we're doing the same thing sitting in the sun. I'm like, you say it's sexual organ, but it's not. We're not sexualizing it. So she's pissed because there's a dude with huge tits sitting beside her, and she's got her boobs out, and she can't have her boobs out. So I thought that was pretty funny.
That is pretty funny. And shout out to the men with big boobs.
Yeah, your tits matter too.
I was once there.
You're still fucking there. They just sag.
Shout out, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. 3 months away.
It looks like your boobs look like somebody shot their dog. They're so sad.
My tits look like somebody stepped on a traffic cone.
It's like you got a 99-cent ice cream cone from McDonald's, and then you sat it out in the hot sun, 90-degree weather for like 5 minutes, and then it just blew.
My tits look like one of those icing bags that are with no icing in it.
Like when you see a dog who just recently had puppies like a year ago, and her tits drag the ground. That's you.
My body looks like a half melted candle. So
yes,
yep,
or a full melted candle.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, losing weight is great. Everybody, losing weight is awesome for you. It really is. But the skin, little bit of a problem. They don't tell you that. They're not just like,
and you can make a hammock out of your skin.
yeah. I can sell this in like Fight Club. I can make soap out of it. Yeah, I can make soap out of it.
Well, they use fat, not skin.
Sorry. No, the skin is definitely something they don't tell you about. But I would much rather have the skin than the fat.
He sold their fat asses back to him.
Yeah, it's to the point now where my dick has a muffin top. So yeah, it's one of those.
Yum.
Yeah, absolutely yum. Make you want to taste that.
Make you not want to look at it.
Muffin top. Cheyenne is a soldier. So
yeah, we know that.
So Kellogg, do we have enough time for just like a couple polls?
Yeah, we're only at 53.
Okay. So Kellogg's is launching a Crunchy Nut peanut spread, which Crunchy Nut, I'm going to guess it tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios. So would you just smash this fucking thing or not even just pass it? You wouldn't even do anything with it. You wouldn't even buy it. Give it a second glance.
Crunchy Nut.
Yeah, so I'm going to guess it tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios.
Peanut butter crunchy.
Crunchy Nut, I'm going to guess
it's just honey peanut butter. They already have honey peanut butter.
I'm going to guess it tastes like fucking Honey Nut Cheerios, probably.
No, I'd pass because they already have honey peanut butter.
Well, I voted that I love peanut butter. I eat some form of nut butter every day, maybe multiple times.
Well, Kellogg is late to the game because I went peanut butter shopping the other day, and I actually found a fucking organic, or it wasn't organic, I don't think. Maybe not, but it was an actual crunchy with just peanuts in it. And I was like, yes, because I love crunchy peanut butter.
You were a communist.
What? No, crunchy peanut butter is the shit.
No,
but they have like natural crunchy peanut butter where they just take peanuts and like give it to a little.
So if you're a real fan, if you're a real member of the Pig Milker Army, you could email us and say crunchy or smooth peanut butter, crunchy or creamy.
Crunchy's the shit.
Yeah. So Ryan, prepare yourself for
with some sugar-free jelly.
Prepare yourself for prepare yourself for listener nudes that says creamy on it.
I mean, if they're
send dick pics, please.
That's fine. No dick pics.
Send dick pics. So 73% put that they would eat the shit out of that, and I would eat the butthole out of that can. Yeah.
Jar.
Yeah. Whatever. I would tongue punch that jar box.
Because peanut butter is in a can now.
Yep. So, this is another fucking cereal-related thing, but I am also a fan of it. So, this is a new invention called the Crunch Cup. So, this Crunch Cup is a dual-layered cup with an inside glass and an outside. You put the milk on the outside and the cereal on the inside, and it lets you drink cereal out of like a shaker bottle, almost. It's a new product that's going to be coming to market. I think your cereal's never soggy. You get to eat it. You get to basically drink it out of a shaker bottle.
So cereal on a go. So you open the top and eat cereal, then you close it, then you drink milk.
No. It all comes out at once. It's all one whole, but you put the milk in the bottom, then you put the cereal in the center, then you close it. I'm all for that. How you feel about that one?
I mean, I don't eat cereal because it's fucking terrible for you, so I don't really care.
It depends on what cereal you get. I have
Honey Bunches of Oats is the shit.
Yeah, I subscribe to Thrive
They
Market.
just made the Honey Bunches. Fuck oats. Then it'd be awesome. It's like the fucking just marshmallows in the Lucky Charms.
So,
which they did make.
I am 100% for cereal, but you have to find a decent brand. I'm a member of Thrive Market, so they have different types of ethically sourced, organic, no artificial ingredients, not a lot of sugar, just natural raw products, cereals. Basically, it's a coconut flavored cereal. It's basically almost like eating coconut flakes, but it's actually surprisingly really fucking good. So shout out to Thrive Market. Love those fucking people. So this other news article I have. So a California security guard was charged with murder after fighting with a customer over a face mask rule.
Yeah, people are getting in fights and getting shot over not wearing face masks.
I feel okay. So I know here in Indiana they have decided to make it a law to wear face masks almost
it's a
everywhere.
misdemeanor if you don't wear one.
I know that Walmart, Sam's Club, CVS, and a few other places, they have made it 100% permanent. You have to wear one or they will not let you in the store, which is just fine with me. I'm all for being responsible and caring about my fellow neighbor. But so I understand it, and I don't understand making it a big deal. Just make it known. Don't come after somebody about it, because you have yours on, and so if you have yours on and somebody else doesn't, just if you got the balls or the moxie to walk up to them and
got the moxie,
right. So if you got the balls to walk up to somebody and just say, hey, do you mind putting your mask on? There's no problem in that. Don't be a dick.
Put your fucking mask on.
Don't be a dick about it. You don't have to be a dick. So a security guard at a Southern California market is charged with murder after allegedly fighting with a customer who wasn't wearing a face mask. So Umir Corniche Hawkins shot 50-year-old Jerry Lewis on... What?
It's Jerry Lewis.
Who's Jerry? Oh, okay. Jerry Ray. Or is it Jerry Lee? Jerry Lee. Jerry Lewis is a comedian. Jerry Lee Lewis is the pianist.
Whatever.
But
he fucked his cousin.
Yeah. And shout
married his cousin.
Shout out to Dennis Quaid, Harrison Ford's brother, in my opinion, because they look alike. But he did an awesome job in that movie. So, this happened on 4th of July weekend. So the Los Angeles County District Attorney's office said, so prosecutors say the two men began arguing when Lewis entered the market without wearing a face mask. Lewis then left the market, but when he returned, the two fought again, and Hawkins fatally shot him as he walked away, prosecutors said.
Oh yeah, he's definitely going to prison for
this dude walked in this dude walked in the Fresh Time and he's like, hey, you gotta wear your face mask. And he's like, I ain't wearing my fucking face mask. And then he walks away back to his car after he gets his fucking organic bread and blueberries, and then he shoots him in the fucking back.
Yeah.
So a statewide order was issued by California governor last month requiring people to wear face coverings while entering most indoor settings to prevent spread of coronavirus across the U.S. So as more mandates requiring face masks go into effect throughout the country, store employees have often been tasked with the tall order of enforcing those rules and oftentimes greeting with harsh responses. So basically, your Walmart greeter has got to be a hard ass and be like, hey, you need to wear your face mask. But honestly, unless you're a rude fucking piece of shit, you're not going to just walk past them. Just go to another fucking store or go home and get a fucking face covering.
Instacart, bitch.
Yeah, it's literally Instacart, fucking DoorDash. Just get your shit delivered. Get everything delivered. If you really have a problem with wearing a face covering, just fucking don't leave your house. You don't have to be an asshole. But I mean, obviously, this person would not. Obviously, this person.
He obviously didn't deserve to get shot.
Yeah, obviously, this person did not deserve to get shot. Which I don't know why this person...
In the back.
Yeah, I don't know why this person has a gun.
I don't know why he would... I don't get why people would get so angry because he's not wearing a mask.
I know people here do not get angry, but they do kind of stare at you if you're not wearing one. I know...
Not enough to... if you shoot somebody for not wearing something over their face... That's just, you're mentally ill. There's something wrong with that person.
Right. So I know, okay. So,
Why are you laughing? It's not funny.
Okay. So no, it is hilarious. It's hilarious.
Oh, it's funny. I got shot in the back for not wearing a mask.
No, I have a story. So I went to the store with our mom the other day, and I told her, I said, don't touch anything. Because I carry hand sanitizer with me. I said, I'll grab everything. Just let me know what you want. Because we were in Sam's Club and we had to wear masks. So I said, just let me know what you want. I'll grab everything.
$20. She went on her own and grabbed a whole bunch of shit.
No. It's worse than that. We were walking.
That's just like when we went to the Cover Bridge Festival. We fucking lost her.
Yeah.
Like, where's she at? And she comes back with a fucking fish sandwich. Where the fuck have you been? I went got a fish sandwich.
Yeah, there's this thing called the Cover Bridge Festival in Indiana. It is, I think they're all over the country. Or maybe in this region.
There are a lot of places.
Yeah, I know there are other places. I'm not really sure where exactly they're at, but we looked for her for half an hour, and then we finally seen her come around the corner, and she had a fish sandwich. We lost our mom for a half an hour. There is 2,000 people a day at this place, maybe even more than that.
It was the last day.
So we were walking through the grocery store. We got to the produce section and she wanted some grapes. Now, normally day to day, you would pick up the produce, inspect it, feel your avocados to make sure they're going to be ripe or when they are. As of right now, when I buy avocados weekly, I just kind of have to eyeball it and then I'll feel them when I get it home, and I just kind of have to judge off of that. So it's kind of a shot in the dark when it comes to avocados because they are a very perishing fruit, very hard fruit to deal with.
Okay, continue.
So normally when you check
grapes.
Normally when you check your produce, when you check your grapes, you usually smell them or just pull one off and taste it. Well, I don't do that, but apparently when you're born in 1959, you do that. And
you eat them while you grocery shop.
So our mother pulled a grape off of this bunch of grapes and ate it. And she tried to sneak it, which our mom is not sneaky at all. And
yeah, because did you hear?
And then she proceeds to talk to the shoppers beside us at the store and opened it up for them to see if they want to try one. And she said,
these grapes are so good. You want to try one?
It was one of those moments where you're not supposed to fucking do it, but your parents old and they don't give a shit, so they do it anyway. and I kind of wanted to blend in with the Kiwis behind me. Like I did not want to fucking. I didn't even want to stand there. I just put my head down and I didn't pay attention.
Maybe not in fucking pandemic times.
But it's one of those, and not in pandemic times, not when everybody has to wear a mask and you have to actually pull something off this, because I know some people use fruit wash. I don't use that because I'm not a fucking nerd. They have fruit wash.
Water.
They have produce wash. It's like this spray you buy. It's organic or whatever. I don't do that because I'm not a fucking nerd.
Vinegar.
Yeah, I'm not a fucking nerd. But so our mom was taste testing grapes
and then offering them to people during the pandemic.
Yeah, offering them to strangers.
Want to try my grapes?
She's one of those fucking homeless people you see in New York City. They have their stoop, and she's like, Hey, free sample. I made this cheese this morning. It's blue cheese.
I made this cheese this morning.
Yeah, she fermented it herself.
Oh, yeah, from the goat in the back in New York City.
Cheese. Yeah, she's making...
Why don't you say I made bread or I made these cookies
she's making
something else. I made cheese?
I made these brownies in my AC bank.
There you go.
I gotta use the power outlet from the bank behind me.
I made these brownies using a fucking heat lamp for my snake.
I made this cashew marzu cheese this morning.
What the fuck?
It's from Italy and France. It's got maggots in it.
Cool.
It's that cheese.
Awesome.
Yeah, our mom's gross.
I made this meth the other day. You want to fucking try it? Free samples.
All I gotta say is, people, your parents are fucking gross and you know it. And our mom is gross too. I believe we talked about this on the podcast before, but she is since she's retired and she's over 60, she is at a rude stage. She points and she points at everything and everybody. Yeah, so at everything and everybody. So she points at everything and every person. So if she is talking about somebody and we don't know who exactly she's talking about, she proceeds to point at them so we know exactly who the fuck she's talking about. But little does she know or care, they know who the fuck, they know that she's pointing at.
They know that some crazy old fucking lady is pointing at them.
So if you understand what I'm talking about, I feel you. I feel you're walking around with your parents in the grocery store and they're fucking grape tasting during a pandemic.
Right.
So
they're just like, Mom, nobody eats stovetop stuffing anymore.
Yeah, when you're supposed to
buy some fucking kale and leave.
When you're supposed to keep your face covering off. We were walking down an aisle and she just takes it off. I was like, you need to put that back on. She's like, even when people aren't around? I'm like, yeah, even when people aren't around. I said, there is 200 people in this fucking store right now. I was like, you need to put that back on. I was like, at least she's like, I'm burning up. I was like, I don't give a fuck. I literally told mom, I was like, I don't give a fuck how you feel right now.
Go find a bench. I was like, go find a bench and eat your grapes.
I was like, I don't give a fuck how you feel right now. Let's finish shopping and let's fucking go home. So I feel you guys if your parents are in that old person don't give a fuck stage, because I cannot wait until I'm older and I can do that. I will be the grossest old fucking man ever. I won't be a perverted old man, but I'll be gross. I won't shower for like 4 days and I won't give a shit, because I think Cheyenne's gonna be stuck with me for life, so she don't care.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see how that happens.
All right, everybody, that is the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for downloading. Thank you so much for telling a friend. We love you guys so much. We do this for you guys. We're going to keep doing this for you guys. We appreciate you. Go follow our shit at thecummcast. Go follow us. Everything's down in the description. You want to email us, want to ask us a question, whatever, thecummcast@gmail.com. Again, everything will be down in the description. Thank you so much. We love you. Wash your hands, wash your ass, wear a mask. Don't take any shit from anybody. Definitely don't shoot anybody unless they pull a gun first. And thanks. Let's end the show.
All right, everybody. Go get some Sex and Candy from 18th Street Brewery.
Sex and Candy.
Go get absolutely anything from 18th Street Brewery. It's awesome.
Go get drunk this weekend.
It's an old dry cleaner, so they will do a wash and dry and while you get your beer. And also, I have neglected you guys in the past month, I think.
No.
So I did
not.
I did not.
No, see, we got away from it, and there's no. Nope.
I did not do a book of the month, everybody.
We don't care.
Now this one, people, this is an absolute must read. This is one of my favorite.
You say that about everybody.
No, because they are absolute must reads. But see, the reason why I do this, people, is because I'm interested in reading. I'm interested in listening to audiobooks. It is me. This is when I talk and when I explain things and when I have these little snippets on the side of our podcast. This is who I really am. So this book is called Rabbit, and this is a memoir of Patricia Williams. And Patricia Williams, she AKA Miss Pat. She is a comedian. She lives in Plainfield, Indiana. So she's from Georgia. I shouldn't have said where she, but anyway, she lives in Plainfield.
Doesn't matter.
That's common knowledge. She lives in Plainfield, but she's an Indiana comedian. Miss Pat grew up with a hard life. She grew up in a very, very rough neighborhood. She was a drug dealer. She got shot. She had a kid when she was 12, 13 years old. This is her memoir. She is a very funny comedian. That's what it says. It says memoir. So she's a very funny comedian. She is literally, if Tyler Perry didn't exist, she is Medea. She is a real life thing. One of my favorite comedians. So go check out Rabbit, which is her street name. So go check out Rabbit. Get it on Audible. Buy the book. I highly recommend it, especially for ladies, especially for women that have had a hard life. It's very relatable. I know Cheyenne did have some kind of a rougher upbringing when she was growing up, and she loved this book. So it is Cheyenne recommended, which is just as good as Cummcast approved. So highly recommend, everybody. Must read, must listen. So go check that out today. And remember, everyone, when life gets hard and life gets you down, you milk that pig. So stay classy. Love the fuck out of you guys. Peace. Much love as always. See you guys next week.